Hello, I'm Mercutio, and this is my behavior change contract. First, I want to begin by talking about my behavior change goal. So, in the beginning, the original goal was to lose about 12.8% of my starting body weight. My starting body weight was 304 pounds, so losing about 12.8% of that would be about 38 pounds in the 5 months of this semester. I based this number off of an academic paper where a successful body weight was a successful weight loss was deemed to be a weight loss within the range of 38% of my body weight per year. But I condensed this number down to this semester, and so I divided that 38 by, I believe, 5 months. That way I could get 12.8%. The other goal was just to lose enough weight for my weight loss to be considered successful or acceptable. Acceptable weight loss would be about 8% of my body weight in this 5 month time span. Um, some of the reasons I chose my goal was because I needed to increase my self image. This is just due to the fact that my self image had been very, very negative for the majority of my life, and it gotten so bad to the point where I could barely look in the mirror. So I needed to increase my self image to make myself more confident, and also I needed to make healthier decisions so that I could improve my overall health because being back from home and having a kind of unhealthy and food scarce area, um, I did not have the best nutrition growing up, and I also was not very much encouraged to do a lot of exercise, or at least it didn't stick with me until now. So those main goals were increasing self-image, losing weight, and becoming healthier overall. Now I want to talk about my template plan. And the template plan is basically how my weeks should be structured throughout the entire 5 months, even though there might be things that kind of affect the way that I do these things. So, for example, with my workouts, I wanted to work out at least 3 times a week using powerlifting, my current workout plan, and the overload principle. Now, my current workout plan had dealt with mostly powerlifting, so that would be squats, bench press, and the deadlift. But I had also included bicep curls, tricep pull downs, bent over row, calf raises, and I did forearm exercises. Um, and I did about, I would say, 80% of my maximum weight, or the max amount of weight that I could lift. That way, I could continue to increase my strength over time. And I used the overload principle to build upon what I was doing. So that would mean like every week or every 2 weeks, I would try to increase the maximum weight that I could lift by 2 pounds. And by increasing that maximum weight, I will also increase the weight I lift for reps by about 5 pounds as well. The next thing that I had in my template plan was my caloric intake. So my caloric intake would normally is very, very high because I tend not to watch what I eat. So this would mean going from eating about, say, 2,700 calories a day to eating about 1,500 to 1,800 calories. And I will also be intermittent fasting from 12 to 5 p.m., 12 a.m. to 5 p.m. My diet, as far as things are concerned, since I've been in college, my diet has become healthier, but overall, my template for the diet was just to eat as healthily as possible and try to follow the my plate recommendations. So half of my plate would be vegetables or leafy greens, and I usually choose spinach. The other half would be kind of made of a protein. Then there would definitely be some fruits in there. I would have water, and I usually don't have dairy products. And I um, I didn't include the carbohydrate part of the my plate only because there's not I don't usually eat carbohydrates as often as I should, or when I eat them, they're not healthy. Um, so I did try to change that part as well. Now we're going to delve into how my weeks went, and this is just going to be kind of a summary of my um, my log sheets that I had to do over the semester. So weeks 1 through 4 were absolutely incredible. Um, I had lost a lot of weight and I followed my plan very strictly. I ensured that I was always eating healthy. I avoided all forms of processed foods. I would try my best to only eat whole grain, whole foods, in dining when I had the opportunity to do so. I exercised vigorously more than 3 times a week, which was pretty great for me. I would do it about 5 days a week, and I hope to continue that on forth in the coming semester. In this first few weeks, I lost about 14 pounds. So I went from 304 pounds to about 290 pounds fairly quickly. In weeks 5 through 9, my weight loss slowed down a little bit. Um, and I recall still feeling extremely motivated, but I had to edit my original plan in order to kind of give a buffer for my academics because things started to pick up the pace very quickly with my anatomy class and my other classes kind of piling on top of each other. And so you on average I lost about like maybe a pound and a half each week during this time frame. And I still ate pretty healthily. Um, I still tried to stick to the plan as best I could and just modify my plan for the workouts instead of powerlifting. During this time frame, I was running and doing a lot of jogging, so a lot of cardio exercises. And that was just like running, jogging, getting on the elliptical, anything I could do like that. And I still did powerlifting. I just did not do as much of it during this time. In weeks 10 through 13, academics started to really take over, and it began to get extremely hard to even focus on myself at all. I had a period of time where I just called it the onslaught, and it was because I had an exam every single day for about 2 weeks, either an exam or a quiz, and that was extremely stressful. Since my ability to go to the gym had decreased, I did not go to the gym as much. I did not do as much cardio. Powerlifting, but I still continued to do a lot of cardio during this time frame. Um, I just tried to give myself a lot of grace during this time because I knew I was stressed out, and I did end up gaining about 4 pounds back. So that kind of left me at um, about 284 pounds at this point. In these final few weeks, weeks 14 through 16 and on forth, I was not able to go to the gym at all. So no cardio, no powerlifting, no anything. But I did end up correcting my eating habits so that I could continue to lose weight. And when I say correcting my eating habits, I did have a period where I did some unhealthy things to try and continue to lose weight. So that would be like water fasting for long periods of time, but that was not sustainable. And even though I lost some weight, I just gained it back when I ate because I participated in compensatory eating. Um, so I stopped doing that and I just corrected my eating habits back to kind of how I did in the beginning of the semester. I did stop counting calories at this point, unlike the beginning of the semester where I was very focused on making sure I counted my calories. But even though I stopped counting calories, I would eat small portions and I would have satiating meals so that way I wouldn't feel hungry and overindulge. Um, and after this point, I had lost 8 pounds during this time frame, and I kind of have started to stay at the same weight. So I lost 8 pounds fairly quick. So in about week 14, I kind of lost a lot of weight, and then from that point, I've just been at a stalemate. That brings us to the question of, was it successful? Was my behavior change project successful? I would say that although that goal, the original goal was to lose 12.8% of my body weight or 38 pounds during this semester or this 5 month period, I feel like losing 24 pounds is still an acceptable and successful weight loss because overall I still lost a lot of weight compared to what I started with. Um, in the future, I want to kind of add more buffer systems because I really didn't expect for academic pressures to overtake me the way that they did. And so these buffers would just be like what to do if I can't go to the gym, what to do if I am getting really stressed out and I want to compensatory eat or stress eat or binge or anything like that. I will definitely incorporate those strategies for the oncoming semesters. And um, yeah, I believe that this was a successful experiment for this time period, but I will continue to work on my weight loss. So, about that brings us to the end of my behavior change project. And I just want to talk just a little bit about fitness and health overall and how it's affected me. So, overall, I do believe, like I said, this project was a good run for what's to come. But I also had not reached the 5 month limit. The time frame isn't over yet. I still have plenty of time um, because I had counted for this semester lasting until May. And this goal is something more so long term. I knew it wasn't going to happen like that in 5 months, but it was good practice. So now ongoing, I will continue to incorporate these habits and hopefully I could break out of this plateau and continue to lose plenty of weight going forth. That brings us to the end of my behavior change project. Thank you for listening in. This is Mercutio signing off.